Chapter 1: Reproduction in Plants. You will learn importance of plants, reproduction of plants from seeds, germination of seeds, dispersal of seeds, agents of dispersal of seeds, reproduction of plants from other parts of plants, agriculture, importance of plants. Plants are an important part of life on the earth. They play a vital role in the lives of humans as well as in animals. There are many different ways in which plants play their roles on an everyday basis in our life. We get many things from plants. The most important thing is food. Plants provide food to us and also to animals. Plants prepare their food themselves by the process called photosynthesis. Also, they are used by other living beings for food purpose. We get oxygen from plants. Plants absorb carbon dioxide and release oxygen in the air that is used by all living beings for breathing. Plants like cotton provide us clothes to wear. Many plants are used to prepare medicines such as tulsi, aloe vera, etc. Plants absorb water through their roots and release water vapor from their leaves by a process called transpiration. Thus, they regulate the water cycle. Reproduction of plants from seeds. Plants grow from young seedlings. The seedlings gradually grow into a big plant. When these plants grow old, they produce new plants and ultimately die. The process by which the plants produce new plants is called reproduction. Most of the plants reproduce through seeds. Seeds are present inside the fruits. Some fruits produce one seed and some produce more than one. But all of them do not grow into a new plant. What happens to them? Do you know? The largest seed is produced by palm in the world of all plants. Some seeds are damaged by heavy rain and strong wind, while some seeds are eaten by insects and birds. Sometimes, seeds do not get appropriate soil and adequate water to grow. The seeds, which get proper conditions, they grow into new plants. Have you ever observed the seeds carefully when you eat fruits? Let us perform an activity to observe the internal structure of a seed. Activity 1. Observe a gram seed that was soaked for more than 12 hours. Try to open the seed and remove the outer covering. This is the seed coat. There are 2 seed leaves or the cotyledons inside. Can you see a baby plant? The baby plant has a small root or radicle facing downwards and shoot or plumule facing upwards. After getting favorable conditions, the seed germinates into a new plant. Every plant seed has 3 main parts: the embryo, the cotyledon, and the seed coat, no matter whatever the size or the type of the parent plant. The embryo of the seed is the baby plant. The cotyledon, or food store, is the source of food for the seed. The seed coat provides a tough layer of protection for the baby plant. Do you know? The seeds with 2 cotyledons inside them are dicot seeds. The seeds with only one thin cotyledon inside are called monocot seeds. Germination of seeds. The process by which a seed develops into a new plant is called germination. It is the beginning of growth from a resting stage when the seed gets the favorable conditions. The conditions necessary for seed germination are suitable temperature, water, and air. Seeds need a suitable temperature for germination. The temperature should neither be more nor less. The preferable range of temperature is 25 degrees to 35 degrees Celsius. which will make the seed become active. Right amount of water and air should be available for the germination of seed. The seeds should not get dry and should be moist for proper germination. Availability of sunlight and soil are not very essential for germination. Let us perform an activity to examine the conditions necessary for germination of seeds. Activity 2. Take 4 shallow dishes A, B, C and D. Put some dry cotton and a few gram seeds in each dish. Now do the following steps with each dish. Dish A. Place the dish A inside a room. Dish B. Add some water to wet the cotton and place this dish anywhere in a room where it can get adequate air and warmth, room temperature. Dish C. Add some water and place this dish in a refrigerator. Dish D. Add plenty of water so that the seeds get immersed in water. Now keep this dish in a place where it gets adequate sunlight but not air. Place this dish in an airtight container. Observe the seeds in all the 4 dishes for 2 to 3 days and record your observations in the table. Conditions which seed will get. Conditions which seed will not get. Germination, yes or no. Dish A. Air, warmth. Water, no. Dish B. Air, water, warmth. Yes. Dish C. Water, air, warmth. No. Dish D. Water, warmth, air, no. In the above activity, you will find that the seeds in dish B germinate, while the seeds in other dishes do not germinate. This activity confirms that the seeds need air, water, and warmth, room temperature, to germinate. If any of the conditions is missing, seeds will not germinate. Dispersal of seeds. You have learned that most plants reproduce by seeds. There are some plants which produce many seeds. If all the seeds fall and grow around the parent plants, there would be hardly any space for the proper growth of plants. Plants would not get any nutrients. So it is important that the seeds are dispersed over a widespread area where they get the right conditions to grow. The process by which seeds are transported away from the parent plant is called dispersal of seeds. Agents of dispersal of seeds. Seeds are dispersed by different sources or ways. They are called the agents of dispersal of seeds. Seeds are dispersed by wind, water, animals, and by explosion. Dispersal of seeds by water. The plants that grow in or near water produce seeds in water. These seeds are dispersed far away through water. For example, ripe coconut by chance falls into seawater and is carried far away through water. Water lily and lotus fruit have spongy parts that are carried by water. Another example is mangroves that grow in the swamp regions. Dispersal of seeds by wind. Seeds that are very light are dispersed to a new place by wind. The seeds of the orchid are almost as fine as dust. Other seeds carried by wind are cotton, madar, etc. Dispersal of seeds by animals. Animals and insects disperse seeds of some plants. For example, blackberry, cherry, and apple seeds, because animals eat the juicy part of the fruit and throw the leftover with seeds far away from the parent plant. Hooks or spikes of some fruits stick to the hairy skin of animals and are carried far away. Do you know? Squirrels collect nuts like acorns and bury them for winter food. But they often forget where they have buried them and these grow into new trees. Dispersal of seeds by explosion. Seeds of some plants are dispersed by explosion. For example, fruits of peas are in the pod. They burst open or explode when they are dry. As a result of explosion, the seeds get scattered. Reproduction of plants from other parts. Most plants grow from seeds. It is interesting to note how plants grow from other parts of plants. Plants can reproduce even from roots, stems, and leaves of the plants. Let us know in more details. New plants from stem. Plants such as potato, ginger, and onion grow from stem. The stem grows underground and has buds which are called eyes. Any piece of potato with a bud can grow into a new plant. Do you know? Some plants such as rose, sugarcane, money plants, etc. grow from the stem cutting of the parent plant. New plants from roots. Plants such as sweet potato, carrot, radish, turnip, and dahlia can grow from root. New plants from leaves. Plants such as bryophyllum can reproduce through leaves. The plantlets grow from the buds present on their leaf margins, which grow into a new plant once they fall on moist soil. Do you know? Few plants like fern reproduces through spores. Agriculture. The practice of growing plants in large scale is called agriculture. Large-scale production of plants can meet the requirements of the people of the country. Many types of plants can be grown to feed the population of the country. Single type of plant grown in large scale in a particular region at a fixed time of the year is known as crops. Crops are basically of two types. Winter crops, also known as rabi crops, and summer crops, also called kharif crops. Rabi crops. The crops grown from November to April are known as rabi crops or winter crops. These crops are sown in winters and harvested in spring season. For example, wheat, gram, beans, etc. These crops do not depend upon rainfall. Kharif crops. The crops that are grown from June to October are known as kharif crops or summer crops. Kharif crops are also known as monsoon crops. These crops are usually sown at the beginning of the monsoon season around June and harvested by September or October. For example, rice, maize, jowar, bajra, etc. These crops depend upon rainfall. Vegetables are grown in different seasons. Vegetables such as cabbage, cauliflower, peas, bean, carrot and radish are grown in winter. Vegetables grown in summer are gourd, bitter gourd, snake gourd, brinjal, etc. Different types of soil suitable for the growth of plants are also very essential. It is very important to protect the crops from birds, insects, rats, and grazing animals before and after harvesting. They need to be protected from pests and diseases too. Let us revise. We get many things from plants such as food, oxygen, clothes, medicines, etc. The process by which the plants produce new plants is called reproduction. Most of the plants reproduce through seeds. The process by which a seed develops into a new plant is called germination. The transportation of seeds away from the parent plant is called dispersal of seeds. Wind, water, animals, and explosion disperse seeds. Plants can reproduce from roots, stems, and leaves of the plants. The practice of growing plants in large scale is called agriculture.